I want to ask you something. How do you guys out there feel about wallet leakers? If you're interested, I will be back. All right. Now, as you guys know, Jan from New York City Saves Money is here with me this afternoon. Hey, Jan.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Sure, no problem. So, you happen to have a set of wallet
Yeah.
leakers that you want to share with us.
Yeah. It's one thing to have a leaky faucet, and that's expensive, but wallet leakers can go on much longer than your faucet because sometimes the wallet leakers are hidden, where a leaky faucet is more visible, and you'll have that corrected right away. Thanks, Steve, for having me on. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. You know, we need to avoid these top wallet leakers, in my honest opinion. And the first one I'm going to mention is being unaware of any changes or increases in your utility or other bills. Lots of people, month in, month out, they get their mail, they stash it in a corner. Oh, I'll get to it later. It piles up. Or they figure, well, I have auto pay. I don't have to look at that bill, it's going to be taken care of. That could be a huge mistake because if you pay bills on auto pay, that could present a problem. The billing statement that no one might read may have had a new change made to it and not necessarily in your favor. Maybe the bill went up. There have been a lot of changes recently. Also, don't forget the fact that sometimes you have bills that you think you paid already and it didn't happen. There was some mistake that might have been made, and you might even get a double bill. So, in case there's an erroneous situation, you need to check for increases or errors. People make mistakes, and yes, even though we live in a world of computers, there are people behind those computers that could be entering incorrect information. So, what if you make a mistake and it keeps going on? Well, that could be a problem because if you don't have enough money in your checking account, we all know the ill effects of that. And that means that you could get a lot of, really bad things like, let's say, a fee of $35, for example, for a bounce payment type thing. So please always be familiar with your bills, even if you have auto pay, and especially if you do. Next, this may sound a little crazy, but perhaps too many trips to the lottery store. Not everybody likes to maybe go out, take a little walk, stop off at their local lottery store, a little entertainment, buy a scratch off ticket or two. There's really nothing wrong with that. But when it becomes a daily, multiple trip to the store thing, and you're not even realizing that you're kerplunking 5, 10, $20 a visit to the store or on a daily basis, do the math. I look at it this way: a gamble is just that, a gamble. But myself wanting to save money is a sure thing. I rather know what I'm doing by saving. To me, that's a guaranteed win. It's okay to have that little bit of fun, but put that little bit of fun into its proper perspective. Keep in mind that scratched up, used up old scratch off tickets will not pay the rent, will not pay the mortgage, and will not pay your utilities. Next, not manufacturing your own convenience foods. Recently, I did a video about just that. Simple little hacks at home that everyone can make. And I'll just bring up an easy example. Instead of paying extra money for pre made manufactured hamburgers, I rather sometimes get the fresh meat, make hand patties, season them up my way, the way I like it, wrap that up individually, put it in the freezer, and whenever I need it, take it down. I have my handmade patty already done. How convenient is that? That's just an example. Wasting time on social media. I didn't say social media can't be a fun thing. Of course it can. But if you find yourself spending more hours than not, scroll, 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 like, etc., 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 and then an hour or two goes by, wouldn't it be a lot more profitable to maybe take an item that's laying around your closet and taking that same social media outlet and perhaps listing that item for sale, bringing that in as maybe the start of a side hustle? Even if you don't do the side hustle every day, even if you sell one or two things that you no longer use or need from your home or apartment once a month, that $50, for example, can make a big change. It can help you at the grocery store, for example, or help you pay down your debt. And that's not a wallet leaker. In that case, that's a wallet plugger, and that's good. Next, not checking your fridge or freezer for your inventory before you go food shopping again. Just going to the store and not checking, what happens is you might be duplicating your purchases of many things you already have. You're tying up that cash when you maybe needed other things. This could be a problem. So don't waste your money in that area. It's not like you're throwing it in the garbage can, but you're tying it up in other areas where other areas may need attention. And always, always, always be aware of your stockpile inventory. Thanks, Steve.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, here's a good one that a lot of people don't realize that can be a wallet leaker. Every so often, definitely go over. I don't even know why you would want it these days, but because you've got um, streaming ways to get, TV. Look at your cable bill. Look at channels that you typically watch versus ones that you very rarely, if ever, go over and look at. Call your cable company and see if perhaps you could lower your bill, maybe move into a different package. Who's to say that the channels you like are not over here on this other package? You could be saving $30, $35 a month. Well, I don't know exactly how much cable runs these days. I'm a little bit out of the loop. I haven't had cable, so to speak, since about 2010 or 11. But look at your cable bill. That's a big wallet leaker right there. I'll tell you another one. It has to do with cable. I don't really know why you would want to go out to a movie and see a movie at the movie theater. That's very expensive now. Do you really have to go to the movies? No, you don't. There are so many other ways out there. Like I have an app that I use, and it will allow me to go and look up movies. It can be an older one. It can be one that's come out within the last 6 or 8 months, maybe a year. Okay, so it's not fresh, hot off the press made movie from now. But you're still watching a fairly new movie. I mean, if it's only been out 8 or 9 months. So a lot of people have a decent sized television in their home. Some do. Make your popcorn. You don't want to go to a concession stand and buy a bucket of popcorn. That's what, $6, $7, $8 now? A box of candy? I'll be honest with you there. This is one of my tricks I'm just going to share with you. Yeah, I got a little bit of a smile on my face because I think it's ridiculous. Go to the dollar store, go to Walmart, pay your $1.20 or $1.30 or whatever it is, $1.25, and buy your candy there and take it to the theater instead of paying $5 for the same candy.
That's right.
That right there is a wallet leaker. So people definitely need to be careful when it comes to what people do to go out and spend money that they could probably do without, or maybe thin down whatever, like in the cable, you would be thinning it down. But yeah, you have to be careful out there. The lottery ticket, the one you mentioned, Yeah, that's a prime one. I'll tell you why. So you go and play a lottery ticket. It can happen. So you scratch it. Oh, oh my God. I won $20. Okay, so it's $20. Oh, I need to go back and get more tickets. Here's where people mess up. You're taking a probability chance that you're going to go back and get more tickets and hit 20 again to break even or to go higher. People forget you can take $10 or $15 of that 20, go get more tickets and go at zero. So this is why a lot of the time, a majority of the time, and I had to learn a little bit hard way, not too hard. If you hit 20 bucks, 30, 10, cash it in, don't buy any more. People, that temptation makes you run back into the store. Got to have more tickets. I got to go higher. I got to go higher. I got to make more. I got to win more. That works two ways.
It does.
So,
And you know what else, Steve? A lot of people have a bad habit because I knew some people, they gambled on a regular basis and they would say this religiously, but I'm playing with their money. Once that money's in your hands, you're playing with your money. So that playing with their money thing is nonsense.
no, it's not their money that bought that lottery ticket. That is your money out of your wallet or however you got the money to pay for that. That's you. That's not them. Oh, it'd be nice if it was them, sure, but no. But you got to be careful. It's a little bit of a Russian roulette when it comes to lottery tickets. And if you play the other lottery like the pick 4 or the pick 3, there you better hope and pray you chose the right numbers for that week. I don't think they necessarily have to be in a specified order, but you have to make sure that you hit those numbers or you're out however how much that lottery ticket costs. So yeah, people, you got to watch it. People got to be careful.
And they don't do the math because I think you told me of a story of a person that hit a major amount of money, a couple of $1,000, and then kept chasing that same number over and over for years.
No, yeah, you can chase. Yeah, because again, revert back to what I just said, but on a bigger scale. You won that 20, so you're going to go back and hope for 40, 80, 100. But you can't say that. And the probability in that particular lottery, the person that was chasing, the one that I knew about that was chasing this number, yeah, but the probability, look at the probability ratio. It's quite a bit. I mean, it's not, you know, you would have thought in layman's terms or in simpler terms, you would have thought, yeah, I'm going to hit that. I'm going to re-hit those same set of numbers again. But you can't always guarantee it.
No, you're still better off earning money the old fashioned way, like the commercial. You earn it and you save, and save as much as you can. Live your life, enjoy your life, but be aware. There are little things, little changes we can make, like being aware of our bills, checking our statements, everything you just mentioned, lowering the cost of your utilities, knowing what you're paying for, not just going through life blindly. That's a huge mistake.
Yeah, definitely go over anything that you have, even groceries, like you say, look at the inventory. You don't want to go out and have 6 or 7 or 10 of one item. Um, that's the big thing. A lot of people don't make out a list before they go, and that's
Right.
and that's where you are messing up. But definitely go over what you have, whether it's bills or entertainment, the cable, like I mentioned, anything in general that you could maybe thin down the amount. Do it. Take that difference, 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever, doesn't sound like a lot. Set it aside so in the end of a year you'll have what, 240 or $20?
Amen to that. Listen, 20 here, 5 there. I don't laugh at small savings. I never laugh at humble beginnings. I never laugh at small savings. The ones that always look on, the naysayers that laugh and go, meantime, that other person's squirreling it away consistently. Like those people that started in January, their dollar a day or their $5 a week for Christmas, like their own Christmas club on their own. If they started in January, right now they're doing very well.
Hmm. Yeah, no, 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 you are. And you know, setting money aside, you can set money aside for many, many things. Christmas club to avoid the credit cards during the holidays.
That's huge.
Yes, if you wanted to start your own life insurance policy, you can do that. Um, that can have its advantages, that can have its disadvantages. A lot of it depends on which one you go with, but um, I
Here's
never.
how I feel about them. After you finish what you say, I have to
Oh yeah,
remember to say it.
yeah. And I was pretty much toward the end. Like whole life insurance, which my dad was always big about, because you can borrow against it and you pay it back, and the value accrues over years. The only one that I've never been a fan of, I've never really been much of a fan of term life insurance because that can cease at any time. Um, that actually happened to, God rest his soul, one of my uncles. Um, my dad kept telling him, "You got to get another life insurance policy. You got to get whole life. You got to get." Tried to tell him, tried to tell him, tried to tell him. So finally, this one night evening, when my uncle called my dad, they canceled my life insurance. Dad spoke up and said, "Well, I told you." So his life insurance, he wound up passing away 3 years later. So,
So sorry.
right, from prostate cancer. But if he would have had whole life insurance, everything would have been covered. But because he chose term, term can cut you off at any moment. That's on them. I know this was not a life insurance
No,
topic.
but these are wallet leakers and these are money stealers. What you just said was a huge money stealer.
Yeah, it can be.
No, it worked out. I
Hmm.
just wanted to mention something. I don't know if everybody agrees with it, but it's a thought. If a person has enough financial assets in terms of liquid cash, there's nothing to stop them. If they know the kind of, I'm sorry to talk about this, final expenses, if you will.
Right?
If you have, right, if a person knows where they want to go and all this and all that, they could take care of that ahead of time. And that person could put just on their own without going to an insurance company and setting that money aside. And you could just leave it, already set up, planned for someone else. You don't have to go through that insurance route. Sometimes you're better off just doing it on your
On
own.
your own. No, and I've got a story for that. When my mom passed away, she had no life insurance policy, no nothing. We were given a funeral home to go to. My best friend's mom, um, my yeah, my best friend's mom's um, sister was married to this man who was like an uncle, and he was like the main person of this cemetery. So he kind of helped us get into a funeral home and a cemetery. But we didn't have any life insurance policy whatsoever on my mom. It was straight, we had to deal with it on our own. So we let a little time go by, and it was about 3 years or so, 3, 4 years before I could put down any headstones or anything at the cemetery, which I eventually wound up doing that. Then my father and I, we decided to go ahead and do like what you said. We decided to go ahead and prearrange everything, have it in place. Funeral costs do not stay the same. They keep going up and up and up. But if you can get in there, it's not an easy thing to handle. It's not, you have to have a strong personality when you're in there, because who wants to go in there and start planning out your death? But you do have, it does take a little bit of willpower. But if you go in there and you can get it in, get your rate locked in early, what you might pay, say, $8,000 to $10,000 for now could be $40,000 when it's time for you to go.
Right.
And we don't know when that is,
And the younger the person is, actually, the more their advantage.
Right. So my services have already been paid. So if something were, heaven forbid, if something were to happen, I'm covered all the way out. And I'm happy with what I chose. My dad, he chose cremation. I respected his wishes, but definitely consider, if you can pre-plan and get something out of the way earlier to save you money in the long run, please, by all means. Not just that. I'm talking about anything that could save you money to do now.
Right.
That,
You know what? That's actually the recurrent theme. If we think about this whole show, being aware, opening our eyes, taking that couple minutes a day. It doesn't have to be 3 hours, a half hour here, a half hour there. Do it throughout a month, and you'll be more aware of your own personal situation. People think they are aware of their situation. A lot of times they're overlooking things because they don't feel like looking at it. And that may come back to bite them somehow.
mm-hmm. That's not saying that it 100% will. I mean, the probability is just higher. Yeah. Right. So, okay.
Well, thanks for having me here. I appreciate it. We didn't mean to be negative in any way, everyone, but
no, we weren't. I mean, I know the subject about, passing.
Real life. It's real life. It's
going to happen. We have no control over it. But, yeah. I mean, I will tell you now, my funeral, because I planned it back in 2012. I've had it in place for 10 years now. My total funeral cost was like $7,100. Is it $7,100 today?
No.
Probably about 11 or 12.
Yeah.
And I got everything covered. I got, the casket, the vault. I've already got the headstone and the ledges or whatever with the the marble slabs, or even, that's all down. I did that back in 2008, 2009. So yeah, definitely, guys, not just that, anything that you need to do that could save you some money in the long run, do it, or consider planning doing it. I'm not saying do it right now, ASAP, but definitely consider in the near future.
Here's one thing, Steve, they got to do in the immediate future: smash down the like button on Steve's channel. So,
yes. Yes, that would be appreciated, guys. I want to say thank you to all of you new subscribers. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribing to me. You chose me. That makes me feel, very good, because again, I'm just a normal, everyday guy just trying to live his life the best way he knows how. Some people think I'm a little more than that. That's kind to say, but I'm just, I'm just Steve. That's pretty much it.
Well, we'll take it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to close with some intro music, and then we'll say our goodbyes. So hold on, and we'll be right back.
I love that outro.
Oh, do you? Yeah, that
I
music.
do. I do.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jan. Well,
Thanks, Steve. Bye bye, everybody.
bye.